As ESL educators, our job goes far beyond simply teaching English and grammar structures and vocabulary and pronunciation. Really, what we do is we teach assimilation. And by using VR technology, we're able to take students beyond the constructs of the four walls of the classroom and give them an education that would enable them to operate in a world that could be very foreign to them. And by providing our students the opportunity to experience the world around them in 360 degrees, we are able to walk students through everyday situations in daily life that they encounter that they probably find very anxiety provoking.
Turn your right. Uh-huh. Speed limit as you can fast drive. Oh, really? It's dangerous. Please slow down. It's no good. 80? Yeah, it's too much. Don't do that. Tailgating. Tailgating. Why is this? Tailgating. Dangerous driver is tailgating. Okay. Today I got a good experience. Name is VR. So it's much better for you using texting. You study texting because so real teacher is talking only you. So you are here. You are in school, but you can learn a good experience. I really love that.
It's one thing to simply teach a student English, but it's a completely different thing to teach them the experience of English. And that is something very special that VR technology allows us to do.
As a teacher, typically we look at the book, we look forward in the lessons, and we teach the content that the book contains. There's certain limitations to that, right? As hard as the books try to capture everything that a student needs to know to become a competent English speaker, there's just going to be aspects of our world that's not covered in a textbook. And when you give them these VR goggles, you're giving them a world that they can interact with. It's taking them out of the classroom and putting them in a brand new environment. It helps facilitate questions that they wouldn't normally ask. It helps facilitate conversation with other students that they wouldn't normally have. I think it's fun for them to bring the environment that they find themselves driving around in. They go to the beach, they go to the movie theater, and for those experiences that are typically outside of class to come into the class and be part of the language learning process, I think is interesting, and the students find it rewarding and maybe more meaningful.
It's real fun because you see the words in action. So they're not just staring at you in a book and being scary and you just have to memorize them. It gets easier because you really see what they mean.
There's the environment where students actually use the language, and then there's the classroom environment, and those are two very different environments. And it's hard to bridge the gap between the two. The VR technology definitely helps to bridge that gap. Helps to create an environment more akin to the environment in which they'll actually be deploying the language.
A great thing about this is that it is fully customizable, and we are able to adapt it to have more of a local character that is more applicable to the state students live in or the city. And we are not only able to provide our students with a linguistic education, but a cultural one as well.
I really like it to use this because we can learn about the California um, places around, the signals names, the beaches to go, the place to figure out, and actually it's really really good. I like it a lot because it's very useful, faster to learn, and you can have fun while, I think.
I do believe one of the greatest misconceptions about VR technology is that it's this thing that's way off in the future, but really it's already here. And I'm unsure how VR technology will revolutionize and change our industry. But in imagining the possibilities, I can really see how in the future not only will VR supplement textbooks, but it could very well replace them.